right, let's pick a question out of this question bank. And one stood out because it's something that me and a group of leaders talked about pretty much all day today. And when I saw it in the question bank, I thought, all right, let's go ahead and key that one up. It's probably something that you need. If these leaders are wondering it, you're probably wondering it too. So here's the question. It comes from Michael. He says, I'm new to leading. What if my team is not doing what I'm asking them to do? Oh, Michael, welcome to leading. That's kind of what you learn in the very beginning, and especially as you're coming up into leadership, because a lot of these people that you worked with alongside, well, now you're in charge. Now you have to get them to do what the expectation is for you to do. You are now leading through people. So welcome to leadership. But this is a great question, Michael. The first thing it made me think of is the book Boundaries for Leaders by Dr. Henry Cloud, one of my favorite books. And in it, Dr. Henry Cloud says, everything that's happening from you down in the organization is something you've either created or something you're allowing. It's hard to sit with that, isn't it? Something you've created or something you are allowing. What does that mean? It means I am responsible. I am responsible for everything that's going on for me down in the organization. I can change it. I can change it. So how do we change it? Well, I want to teach you a popular model that myself and the leaders talked about today. And that model is called the ESRC model. The ESRC. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, this is going to be your introduction to it. Let's break this down together. E is for expectations. Expectations. What do we expect the end result to look like? What do we expect the process to look like? What do we expect those that we are leading to do? So, I'll give you the example we talked about today. Today, I was in a restaurant. We were talking about cleanliness. It's so important. And this restaurant already has a very, very high standard, but they want to take it to the next level. So I asked them, does the expectation reflect the results that we are looking for? And then the next question I asked them was, are the expectations in writing? Are they in writing for others to read and to follow? Are we being clear on the expectation? So whatever that looks like in your organization, whatever you're trying to get your team to do, I'm going to ask you, are the expectations clear and are they in writing? E is for expectations. Okay, now the S. The S is for skills. Does the person I'm asking to do these expectations have the skills to do what needs to be done? If not, I got to help them develop the skills, or I got to move them to a different seat on the bus. But I do need to step back and to take a realistic assessment of the skills that this individual has. Because many times we're kind of moving on the fly. Leadership has a lot of different demands on us, and we don't assess this. We don't make sure it's the right person in the right seat on the bus, and that leaves us disappointed. That leaves them feeling like they're not developing or meeting the challenge, and that leaves us feeling like they can't get it done. So sometimes there's just a skill gap that as leaders we need to step in and help there to be some development in that area. So expectation, skills. Now let's get to the R. Resources. Have we given them the resources that they need to get the job done? I gave the example today, Texas Roadhouse, when I was with Texas Roadhouse. I remember, you remember Roadhouse has peanuts all over the floor, right? Well, at the end of the night, the servers had to all sweep up all of those peanuts. And I remember at one point, we had like one broom for the entire restaurant. And we had at a certain time, we wanted to be out after closing, and we weren't meeting that time. Well, why weren't we meeting that time? Because I didn't give them the resources. Somehow it had got lost in the mix that there was only one broom and everybody was searching for that single broom. Well, giving them the resources means going on and ordering more brooms. So I did. And guess what? We got out even quicker. That's about giving the people the right resources. So look at your expectations, assess their skills, and then say, do we have the resources that are going to equip them to meet that expectation? Expectation, resources, skills. Here comes the C, consequences. Consequences. If they don't, then this happens. What's the consequence for not getting it done? Because a lot of what we've created or what we're allowing is happening because there are no consequences. And so when I meet with teams on this, I help them think about what are the box of consequences. The consequences aren't just take the day off or you're fired. I know those seem to be quick ones we jump to, but there could be a lot of creative consequences. Maybe it's having somebody work in an area they don't really want to work in. Might be an area nobody wants to work in, but somebody needs to do. Maybe having them work in that area for the day. It could be a consequence. Maybe there's a benefit that is being offered that you suspend the benefit for a period of time. That could be a consequence. Here's what I would encourage you to think about. What are the box of consequences in the organization? What do you already have to pull from? And then maybe you need a creative brainstorming session with some of the other leaders to come up with more consequences. Here's what we find. We find that some leaders are very good at doing ESR, and they just keep doing that, but they never actually give consequences. And then there's some leaders who jump directly to consequences. All they do is give consistent consequences. None of those are healthy. We want to be leaders who do ESRC. And you want to give measured consequences, realistic expectations and measured consequences. What does that do? It brings clarity to our team, Michael, so our team knows what it is that we are expecting from them, and they're the right person with the right skills, resourced correctly, and they know what's on the line, and they'll go do it well. Remember, at the end of the day, culture is just a collection of all what we're doing, all of our behaviors as a team. So let's go give our best. Let's get the best behaviors in the organization and set people up for success. Well, Michael, I hope that equips you as a new leader to go after it, to really get the right people on your team, doing the right things in the right seats. And everybody else, I hope that helps you too. I'll see you tomorrow.